even when I would be in a room talking about Encompass, which was my event agency, I needed in very little time to be able to convince the person sitting on the other side that we had the ability to execute the vision that we had presented, that we had experience, that we had knowledge, that we had the team to deliver it. Now, these were the kind of messages I wanted to land. So what I would always do, which was a very interesting slide I even today use, is when I enter a presentation, I start with a slide which says, since we last met. And then I would put down saying, since we last met, we did the IPL opening ceremony across 8 cities in 3 weeks, which involved all of India and a team of over 1,000 individuals. Since we last met, we had at that point in time, I remember we had Andre Agassi, who had come down to make a unique presentation for one of the brands that we worked with. Since we last met, we created an anthem for one of the leading banks in India with a person like Gulzar. Now, these were very simple methods for me to show our reputation, our experience, our expertise, our delivery. These are very small. I call these small S storytelling, which is more anecdotal, very, very short, but they land a point home. Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about companies that you all would know about, which are completely different. General Electric, some years ago, was going through a point where they said they're not being relevant anymore. General Electric took to making 2 podcasts, and I would really recommend if you listen to them. These were fictional stories. One of the stories, called The Message, became one of the most popular podcasts of the year because it talked about innovation and technology using GE's example, bringing it into the narrative and lifting GE into popular culture. Suddenly, people were discussing this technology that they had got. Multiple companies like Accenture, Deloitte, EY are doing things from podcasts. So EY has a podcast called Better Questions. Now, what are they doing here? They're talking to leaders and experts, getting their stories out, and therefore saying, look, we have access, we have great information, we are able to bring all of these stories together, and this is the crux of the knowledge and value that you would end up getting from an Ernst & Young. When various companies publish reports about the future of work or the skills to succeed, etc., you will find that they are humanizing themselves, making themselves a lot more accessible to people. And that is very, very important for the person you're communicating with to get to know more about you. If you looked at popular brands, Amul never talks about the butter. Amul always talks about what is pertinent and happening currently and places that mascot which they created so many years ago, which is in the Guinness Book of World Records, by the way, for being one of the longest running brand campaigns ever. But they're using the art of storytelling to communicate something which is as functional as butter. What is butter going to do except add perhaps a moment of delight to your morning? But because it's your morning, because it's relevant, because it is immediate, by being topical and newsy, they have connected the product